minor scale. It's just the notes of the musical alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. We're going to take a look at how to play that scale using just 3 simple 1-octave patterns that's going to gain us access to those notes all over the fretboard. Not only that, but the A natural minor scale is the exact same thing as an A Aeolian mode. So we're going to be getting that thrown in for free. But wait, there's more. If we take the same notes, but shift the tonal center from A to C, suddenly we're playing in a C major tonality, which is the same thing as a C Ionian mode. In fact, the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G are the same notes that not only make up the C Ionian mode, but they also make up the D Dorian mode, the E Phrygian mode, F Lydian, G Mixolydian. We already said A Aeolian. It also makes up the B Locrian mode. So we're going to be learning all of these things just from the A natural minor scale. But wait, there's more. If we take the A natural minor scale and take 2 notes away, if we take the second note and the 6th note away, we're left with an A minor pentatonic scale. And again, with the pentatonic, if we take the tonal center and shift it from A to C, suddenly we're playing C major pentatonic scale. So all of that comes along with this A natural minor scale. And that's what we're going to be taking a look at today on Ray Plays Guitar. And I'm going to try to do it as simply as possible. Let's get into it. So here's our first pattern. I really like this pattern. We're going to start on this A right here. This is the 5th fret of the 6th string. This is A. And we're going to be playing, going up a whole step and then a half step. A, B, C. Okay? And you can see that there's a naturally occurring half step between B and C. On the next string, we do the exact same thing. D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, F. We have G on the next string, and then we finish it off with A, with our 3rd finger. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. I really like this pattern a lot. It just takes up it's a span of 4 frets. Our fingers fall really nicely over this pattern, and it's kind of symmetrical in the way that we're doing the same thing on the first 2 strings. And what you'll notice is that these naturally occurring half steps, B, C, and E, F, they're always packaged together on adjacent strings. Wherever there's a B and a C, the E and the F will be same fret just on the next adjacent string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. There's our first pattern. We could play this exact same pattern starting with this open A string. It's just that the notes that our first finger would normally be playing is now replaced with an open string. But the shape is exactly the same. We're starting with an open 5th string, open A string, going up a whole step to B, half step to C, next string D, whole step to E, half step to F. Next string open G, whole step to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So this leads us to pattern number 2, which I'm going to start with my 2nd finger. And this pattern is kind of a little bit of pattern number 1 played up here and pattern number 1 that we're playing down here. Here we have A, B, C on the next string, D, E, F on the next string, G, and then A up here. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. So we're kind of doing every other fret on that. So we're going to call that pattern number 2. This next pattern, we're going to start with our pinky on that same A. This pattern has a span of 4 frets and it involves 4 strings. So and it starts with our fourth finger. So I'm gonna call this pattern number 4, even though it's really pattern number 3. But we're gonna call it pattern number 4 because I think it'll be easier for us to apply it. This pattern starts with our pinky, and then we go immediately to the next string, B, C, D, E on the next string, E, F, G, and then we're gonna put A up here on the next string. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. So we have 3 patterns to access these notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Let's go back to pattern number 1. With just this pattern, anywhere I play that, it's an A natural minor scale. If I start from any A. Now here I started from the 4th string, and when I do that, it takes me, I cross that G to B string threshold, and whenever we do that, when we hit the B string, we need to adjust up a half a step. So normally my first finger would be here, I have to move up here. Okay? So if I take pattern number 1 and start it here, to play that octave A with my first finger, I can just repeat the pattern here. Again, move my first finger up to the first note and start that pattern again. We're ending with a partial pattern, but we're spanning a 2.5 octave span? All using one pattern. That's pretty cool. We could finish it off like that. So that's one pattern. Similarly, let's do that with the second pattern. Anywhere I play that pattern, starting from A, I'm playing an A natural minor scale. And I'm playing the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. Let's link 2 of these together. So again, when I get to the last note of the scale, I hit that octave with my second, I slide my second finger up to that octave A and play that pattern again. And here we start the pattern again, and we run out of room. Now another thing to note about this pattern, we're starting with our second finger. But this note, a whole step below it, is part of the scale. That note is G. So, if we include that note, we have all this every other fret thing going on. Makes for a very, very easy pattern to remember. Now let's do this with pattern number 4. Well, if we want to link this pattern up with itself, we can't end with our first finger here, because that will kind of lead us into pattern number 1. What we need to do with this one is adjust it just a little bit. We're going to take our pinky and slide it up into A. That becomes our first note of our number 4 pattern again. Slide our pinky up again, and then start the pattern. So those are 3 examples of just taking the same pattern and linking that pattern into itself when we hit the octave, okay? Now we can take that same type of idea, but link a pattern into a different pattern. So here, let's start with pattern number 1. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When we hit this A, I'm going to hit it with my second finger and play pattern number 2. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Here I'm going to hit A with my pinky, and I'm going to start pattern number 4. A, B, C, D. So we can link these up in a different way, starting again with the pattern number 1, hitting the octave with my pinky, now starting pattern number 4, hitting the octave with my index finger, and starting pattern number 1. So starting with pattern number 1, going to pattern number 4, ending with number 1 again. Or we could do pattern number 1 into 4, slide the pinky up, and continue with 4. All right? Let's start with pattern number 4 and see what we could do with this. If we start with pattern 4 and want to stay in position, we hit A here with our first finger so we can play pattern number 1 from here. So 4 goes into 1. Suppose we start with our pinky on this A, starting with pattern number 4. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm going to play A here with my first finger. If our first finger's on A, we play pattern number 1. So the reason I like to break it down into 1-octave chunks is because these patterns repeat themselves all over the neck. Now, I was introduced to these patterns as, like, for example, when I first learned the Aeolian pattern, it was... And that was a big pattern for me to learn. And it was hard for me to see these little 1-octave patterns within it because I was just trying to memorize this big pattern without really much regard to what notes are going on within there. I found that if I break it down into 1-octave chunks, it's just easier to wrap my brain around that than a big, huge 6-string, 18-note pattern, you know. I can handle 7, 8 notes a lot easier than I can handle 18 all at once. So now, like I said earlier, we could take these shapes now and move them anywhere. If I start on A and play pattern number 1, I'm playing an A natural minor scale. If I take that and move it and start on B and play that same pattern, guess what? I'm playing a B natural minor scale. If I start on C sharp, I'm playing a C sharp natural minor scale. And all the other things apply. We can link everything up just the same way. So now you know every minor scale. Hey, Ray, you said something earlier about, hey, it's also like a C major scale or C Ionian. Yes, you're right. Let's talk about that right now. So if we just shift, if we take the same notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, but shift the tonal center from A and shift it to C, but play the same notes, we're playing in C major. We're playing in a C Ionian scale, okay? I'm going to demonstrate that right now. I'm going to take this one scale pattern, or these notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, wherever I play them. I'm just going to play those notes over a progression. This first progression is just going to have 2 chords, A minor 7, and D minor 7. A minor. Now, I'm going to be playing the same notes. I'm going to be changing up the chords though. Now I'm just going to go from a C to an F. So just from changing the chords changes everything. What I was playing on top of those chords was just these notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Those are the notes that make up a natural minor scale. But it's also a C major scale. It's also a D Dorian scale. It's also an E Phrygian scale, an F Lydian scale, G Mixolydian scale, and a B Locrian scale. All of these modes are relative to each other, meaning they share the same notes. It's just which note is going to be the main note. It's kind of like looking at a cube from different angles. You know, when you look at it from a different angle, it kind of looks like a different shape altogether, even though it's not. It's the same shape made up of the same things. So we can take all of these patterns and start on any note, and that puts us in any key, okay? If we want to be playing in the key of whatever, G sharp. Just link these patterns together and you're playing in the key of G sharp. Not a problem. Or you can also play in all of the related modes that go along with G sharp natural minor. Hey Ray, you said something earlier about a minor pentatonic scale. Can we talk about that? Now is a perfect time to be talking about that. Yeah, so if you take a natural minor scale and remove the second note and the sixth note, 1, 2, we're going to take that note away, 3, 4, 5, and that note away. What we're left with is, whoa, that's a minor pentatonic scale. The second pattern is kind of cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the root, we're taking this note away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one, leaving. I like using that because of the slide possibilities, especially if you start from the 7th here, or the G below the A. Sliding from that D to the E. That's a cool little pentatonic run. So now let's take a look at pattern number 4 and turn that into a pentatonic pattern. 1, 2, we're going to leave that note off. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to leave that note off. So we have... But then let's take our pinky and move it up to here and do it again. Adjust the pattern a little bit. And in here, we also have that note. Now that shape might look familiar. And if we combine that with 1, we have our tried and true minor pentatonic pattern that everyone knows and loves. Now again, we can take any of this and move it to any other key and it still applies. So that's the A natural minor scale in a nutshell. Using just 3 patterns, we can access the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G all over the neck. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And hey, if you can do me a favor and hit that like button and share this video with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that would help me out a lot and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. We'll see you next time.